Hi everybody, you are watching tutorials. My name is Alex, and in this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to design this pencil infographic in Adobe Illustrator, and of course you can download this pencil infographic from free design file.com. So let's start with a new document, Ctrl N or Command N on your Mac, and I'm gonna size this document with 1920 by 1080. Click Create. I have already created my artboard with some of the elements. So let's start by creating a rectangle. So click M or grab a rectangle tool and click at the empty spot of your canvas to bring up the rectangle dialog box. Set the width of your rectangle to 200 pixels and set the height to 220 pixels. Click OK to bring up a rectangle, and let's first of all add a solid color to this rectangle. So let's go and let's say this blue. So far so good. Let's go and create a duplicate. Ctrl C, Ctrl F or Command C, Command F on your Mac, and I'm gonna change the color of this duplicate and head over the effect Distort and Transform Zigzag to make this duplicate with a smooth liquid-like shape. You see it here. So I'm gonna also play with the size and a number of reaches per segment. Okay, let's say 7, but I also want to play with the size. So far so good. Let's go and click OK. Increase the size of this rectangle so the sides and top part of this shape go beyond our rectangle, and then go to the object, expand appearance in order to convert it to the regular Adobe Illustrator objects. Now let's go and select them both, draw a marquee with the pen tool, with a selection tool, and grab the shape builder tool, Shift M on your keyboard, and let's select these guys. So you see I selected only these guys. Let's delete the rest of my illustration and these bluish semicircles. So far so good. I also want to smoothen these corners on the side. So you see these corners, just drag the bullets and smooth the corners. So I have this kind of shape here, and let's add a gradient, and it's ridiculously complex gradient. Let's go and grab a dropper tool. I'm gonna just rub this gradient from my artwork, and let's take a look what we have here. On the gradient panel, you see I undock this panel so we can focus on it more clearly. So first, at the position of 0%, this is a line of gradient. With the left, gradient stop with value of 5F36FF. At the position of 12%, 4B to A F5. At the position of 90%, 4F 3D AD. At the position of 23%, let me 867A FA. At the position of, let's take a look, 25.6%, 25%. 7963 FA. At the position of 32%, 3822 F2. At the position of 69%, I have 861C ED. At the position of 75%, I have 192FC4, and at the position of 100% we have 3C1CDB. Of course, you can find all of these colors on the tutorials.net in the written supplemental article. So let's go further. And further we go, we need to make a duplicate of this layer. You see, and they should be connected to create a seamless line. And now I want to decrease the size of this duplicate, but I want to decrease it particularly only this. You see it here. I decrease only a width of this duplicate at around 90 pixels. You can 90%. You can also grab the scale tool, go to non-uniform, and provide a horizontal value to 90 and vertical value to 100%. Click OK to apply the changes. Now I'm gonna use my shortcut Ctrl Shift left bracket or Command Shift left bracket to move it, to push it to the bottom of our layer stack. So far so good. Let's go to the Recolor Artwork tool and I'm gonna edit my colors. So I'm gonna link the harmony colors, and then I want to go, let's say, to this orange yellow color wheel position. Click OK. So far so good. Let me increase the speed of my tutorial in order to save your and my time. So far so good. Let's go further, and we need to create a shadow to separate these objects, and we can do this by creating a simple rectangle to cover all the entire width of this orange yellow object. And now, so with the center somewhere on this side of this initial element. So you see the middle of this rectangle is crossed by the top side of this initial shape, this blue shape. Let's add a default gradient. Let's go to this chevron icon on the gradients panel, and now let's, from the drop down, I'm gonna select white and black, then grab the gradient tool and arrange it from top to the bottom, then swap the direction and render my white color to the transparent by simply introducing the multiply as my primary option. Okay, I need to swap back. And next step is to cover with my bottom shape this shadow, and we can play with the size of the shadow and its intensity by dragging this diamond shape here. Next in my list is this tool, and this one as well. So we are approaching to the very important step in our tutorial. This step is include to create this mesh object, and in order to do this, let's grab the first of all polygon tool, and with the polygon tool selected, let's draw a polygon, and by default it's draw as a hexagon, but don't release a left mouse button key, just create a polygon, you see, and now holding left mouse button key, press 3 times down arrow key in order to create a triangle. Now with our triangle selected, let's go to these colors. I'm gonna navigate to the top left, and first of all I'm gonna grab the direct selection tool, select these two anchor points on the top, and go to this anchor points panel here, right below the file menu, and convert them to the smooth. So you see it creates kind of seed shape, and now I want to decrease the width of my bottom handles, and I believe it shouldn't be symmetrical, so I won't bother myself with these handles to be exactly the same width. Now I'm gonna select the point on bottom and drag this bullet to smooth the corner. Now let's go and select this color. This is our primary color, E4 C195, and now let's convert it to mesh. So go to the object, create gradient mesh. I'm gonna work with the 5 columns and only 1 row. Click OK, and now let's grab the lasso tool by clicking Q on your keyboard, and let's select this guide. In my case it's second from the left. While this guide is selected, grab the airdropper tool, click I, and select this and rub this highlight color. In my sorry guys, first of all, of course, we need to select everything and select this color again. Now let's select this guy and select this color for my highlight. In my case it's F5D9B7, and also I'm gonna grab the lasso tool again and select this kind second from the right. You see this guide, and I'm gonna introduce the darkish color. You see it here. So far so good, it looks handsome. I'm satisfied with the result, and I'm gonna position it here, create a separate layer for this triangle shape, and I'm gonna move this layer to the bottom, right below this layer with these objects, colorful objects. For now I'm gonna increase the width and position them a little bit to the top, and now let's create a graphite tail, graphite ending of my illustration. Again, I'm gonna work with a hexagon and create another rectangle. This time I'm gonna increase the width just a bit, increase the width, and let's go to the object and create gradient mesh again, but this time I'm gonna work with only 4 columns. Type 4 in your column fields, click OK. Let's go again to these 3 guys, and first of all I'm gonna rob from my left this gray color. My initial color is 5F, 5E, 5E. And with this color selected, let me focus on this shape more clearly. I'm gonna grab the where is my lasso tool, and again I'm gonna select this guide. This time I'm gonna rob this color for my highlight, and this color is A5, 85, 84, A4, and also I'm gonna select again this guide on the right, and rope this color, and this color almost black, 252424. Click OK. It looks handsome. Again, guys, you can add more anchor points. You can add a little bit more, change a little bit top side of this shape, make it more realistic, more kind of pencil-like shape, and add it to the final design. So far so good. Let's go. We're almost done with our shape. Let's go to the arrows, right? And in order to create them, let's grab the rectangle tool. I'm gonna create a rectangle with a height around 170 pixels and with the width around 550 pixels. So you see on my screen I have this parameter. I'm gonna create a separate layer for these arrows and push this layer below my objects, my main objects. So as you can see, it already has this gradient, and let me introduce to this gradient. This gradient has two colors, only two colors, with a very shifted midpoint at the position of 85. So it's for this color 50 to AED, and second color on the right 09 to F3B, 09 to F3B. So it looks fine. Let's arrange our gradient properly. So you see, I need to move my slider, my gradient tool, a little bit farther to the right, and this kind of shadow I created, right? And let's duplicate this line again and again. I'm gonna decrease the width of line at the position of on the third reddish object and also to the purple object. You see it here. Now let's go to the object and path and add anchor points. Grab the direct selection tool and select these points in the middle, holding Shift key. You see, and push them to create an arrow. Push them forward, but you can basically push them also here. It also looks very infographic friendly. So far so good. Let's go and play with the colors. With the color wheel here, I want to also speed up my tutorial. Excellent. So we have 4 arrows, and let's work with some line segment tool. And first of all, we can further separate our objects, our compartments of our pencils by creating a highlight for our shadow. So it's relatively easy to do. We need to basically create a line with the width of the top side, then add the stroke weight to around 4 points. And for this stroke, first of all, I'm gonna position it right on top of my shape. Stroke, I'm gonna navigate to this almost white CBEA F7. Click OK. Let's go to transparency panel and set it to soft light. So this is how you can create this highlight here. And again, I can duplicate this highlight and change the color a bit. And here I want to also speed up my tutorial. So far so good. Let's create another vertical line this time, also with a stroke weight around 4 points. This time I'm gonna focus on the height. It should be around 90 to 80 to 90% of the height of this arrow. And let's set it again to the screen. So change the blending mode to screen. So again, I need to set the blending mode to soft light, sorry. And then duplicate this arrow. And I'm gonna set the blending mode to multiply this time. So to create this element. Draw a marquee and deselect our arrow. Let's grab and create a shape. I'm gonna also work on the separate layer, so I can then focus on them. Need some adjustment in the color, and here I also want to speed up my tutorial. So guys, it's important to consistent stroke weight. You can do this by deselecting scale, stroke and effects from the scale menu. In order to bring up the scale menu, you need to double click on the scale tool and deselect the scale, stroke and effects. So it looks just fine. I believe this transition a little bit harsh, but let's go further, and further we need to arrange some textual elements, and we can do this by typing lorem. So basically Adobe Illustrator gives this lorem ipsum by default. I'm gonna hide my gradient panel and go to some I need to find some narrow font, or simply two very contrast fonts at least. Okay, I'm gonna work with this steel fish, but not outline regular. You can find the link on the description. And I'm gonna give it a white color. You see it also here and here, and also here. And let's also create the subtitle or intro. And here I want to work with a simple Myriad Pro. I think they are contrast enough, so I'm gonna set it to 15. And okay, let's draw a marquee with my type tool. Okay, it looks fine. Last but not least, we need to introduce this textual elements as well. I'm gonna give them a separate layer. I'm gonna start with the A, and this A should be on the Myriad Pro. Simple Myriad Pro is sufficient enough. But I also want to create some kind of solid shadow here, and I can do this by panel. Let's create another another fill, and then yet another fill, and I'm gonna set the first fill to the white, 100% white, And second fill on the bottom, I'm gonna set it to 100%, to the gray, sorry, to the gray. And then let's go with this second fill selected. You see in my appearance panel. Let me undock this panel. I'm gonna navigate to the effect and then distort and transform and transform. And this time I'm gonna move it just simply to the positive value, to move it to the bottom, and positive value here. Okay, 4 pixels, 4 pixels. Let's check what we have here. It's too far. 2 pixels, 2 pixels. It looks handsome. I'm gonna apply the changes, click OK, and I'm gonna click on this chevron next to the fill and set the opacity and set it to multiply. This time to multiply to create very subtle shadow. You see, you can also play with the value of the shadow by introducing more gray here. Why I do this? Because now it's available for replication. It's editable basically. C and D. So we have our alphabet values, and last but not least we need to create some elements here as well as place our icons. And well, I'm gonna work with a simple, very basic elements here, some stars. So I do not bother grab the star and then change the color to more appropriate. Then replicate this star here. And also I'm gonna create a replica of this row, position it to the middle, and then change the color to some of the star to the gray and set them to multiply. So this is how we can actually create this design. Then Ctrl G and duplicate the stars, and also change some colors here. Again, I'm gonna speed up this part of the tutorial. So this looks very handsome. I just want to customize some of the options here. Let's say I have also something like that. And last but not least, let's draw a circles here. So to finalize our infographic template, I'm gonna grab the ellipse tool, and with my ellipse selected, I need to push it to the bottom of my arrows, below the arrows, and let's add some stroke. I'm gonna rub the color from my stars and swap fill and stroke and increase the stroke weight. Then duplicate this layer, Ctrl C, Ctrl B. As you can see, I use Ctrl C, Ctrl B or Command C, Command B to duplicate on the bottom, and swap fill and stroke and introduce some white. And with this white, what I'm gonna do next, guys, I'm gonna again Ctrl C, Ctrl B, create yet another duplicate. You see, now it's on the bottom, swap fill and stroke, increase the stroke weight, set it to grayish color, and increase it farther and farther and farther. So you can see now I need to arrange the stroke to the inside using the stroke advanced options and decrease the stroke weight. So it's also kind of kind of shadow here. And then I want to reduce the height of this circle. You see it here. Let's boost also the gray color, the dark color. So far so good. We can also create a tip of this arrow with a simple pen tool. Adobe Illustrator will guide you through the creation of this tip. Swap fill and stroke, clicking Shift X, and I'm gonna position it to the bottom again, to these circles, right on top of these circles. Let's go to the, I'm gonna boost it, create it a gray, and then go to the effects and blur and Gaussian blur. Here I want to set it to, let's say, set the radius to 6 pixels and click OK. Let's select everything here on this layer, Ctrl G. Guys, if you want to vector, because blur basically is a raster effect, you need to go to the object and work with the either gradient. You can work with the, for example, radial gradient, or with the blend tool. And open this group and reduce the weight again. Now let's select this shape and reduce, give it a color, give this color to this shape, and give the color to this shape, orangey. Wow, looks handsome. Last thing, the final thing of this tutorial is to put icons, and I found a very nice icon set, 100 free icons that you can download for absolutely free from this site. Okay, Streamline, it's called Streamline, 5,000 icons for apps, websites, iPhone and Android. This Streamline set offers 100 icons for free, so you can download them. They are available in several file formats, but you can open the SVG file format and you can see all of these icons here. So let me grab some of them. So I want to set these desktop icons, I want to select this ruler, I want to select this phone icon, and I want to select this, let's say, this microphone icons. I'm gonna navigate to the pencil again, set it here, and I'm gonna align them to the middle, right? Next, I'm gonna position them like so. Guys, I'm not sure about the attribution of these icons, so do you need to credit the source, or you don't need to credit the source? I just want to link on my description so you can download these icons for. So this is how you can create this amazing infographic template here in Adobe Illustrator. Thank you for watching. I encourage you to visit tutorials.net for more Adobe Illustrator and graphic designer tutorials. And again, give a thumb up to my videos, share them with your friends, and have a great day.